my question is, why should your family reunion visa get denied? You are joining your spouse, and then maybe your children are also joining their parents, then their visa get denied. It's very strange. It's all okay. You agree with me that it's very strange. But on the other side, whereby the embassy will also take into consideration your documents, maybe sometimes because of the authenticity of the document, maybe the original document and fake, that will get your visa denied. But I've witnessed a lot of cases whereby there are real issues. Is that okay? Biological parents and between child and the parent and the spouse are getting their visa denied. It's very, very bad. So maybe your man is outside, your woman is outside, you want to join and then your visa it's not fair. Is that okay? For that reason, these are the requirements. It's all about the documentation. So these are the requirements, the documents you have to gather in order if you are applying for a German spouse visa. Number one, of course, you need to get your passport. By the way, I'm not an immigration officer or a lawyer. Everything is based on the years of experience and as a travel consultancy. So if you need any legal guideline, you may consider go to a lawyers or an immigration officer. By the way, if you have any other questions, make sure that you just comment down in the comment section below. Your passport is needed. That is number one. I'm reading from the portal and then what we have done before. So your passport, 6 months, you must make sure that the expiry date is between 6 months and more, right? And then you have like two different blank pages for your visa approval. Congratulations in advance, even though you've not started your application. So I know by the end of this video, your visa should be approved. You have all the documents ready. Number two is your birth certificate. So here it says that based on first registration. What does that mean? Someone will be born in the year 1990. You see that the date of the registration of the birth cert will be somewhere 2025, right? So this is for Ghana to Germany. So if you are watching from a different country, let me know in the comment section below, right? So Ghana birth cert also share at birth, right? So by the way, it's not everyone that has their biometric birth cert at birth. So how do you go about that? So you may consider, if you need a consultation, maybe I'll leave a link below for any guideline. Number two, school leaving certificate. This one, I have some small problem in that. And you'll be on a record school. It's not everyone that will get opportunity to go to school. But if you have not been to a school, maybe in quotes, an illiterate, then that doesn't mean that you can't join your spa. And then that also doesn't mean that you cannot get married. Is that okay? There's always a way out. So if you have never been to school, uncle school, that need the how do you go about that? So here, I quite remember a woman called me that said she should provide a BSc certificate and a WASI certificate. As is part of the requirement. And then if she doesn't have those things, she should go to WAEC for a confirmation letter. Is that okay? That is how it works. So in processes of filling your application, you have to know what to put there, right? It's very, very important. You have to know what to put there. So if you have all the documents, but in this case, if you don't have all you have to, that's the option. There's always a solution. You have to go to the WAEC for their confirmation letter. They will give you a letter to show that you are once a student in this case. But more like, everywhere in their issue along the road, there might be a change of name, right? So change of name along the road. Which document do you need to back up that change of name? So whatever there's a change, remember, there must be an affidavit and a gazette. That's the only document that back up with all those changes. Is that okay? Affidavit, gazette, and I say, if you are going for a change of name or maybe date of birth, until make sure that you are in the right channel. Now, okay, so the passport of the spouse. So passport of the spouse, let's say the woman is in Ghana here, and then your partner is in Germany. So the passport of this one, they say complete copy of the spouse in Germany, all pages including the data page. Do you get that? In synchrophobia, some people, they'll just print the passport biodata and bring in that no, they needed a complete. Someone may ask why. Well, that's why I say if you need a guideline on how to go about that, people have been doing that. People are fan of it. Not every country accepts a prosy marriage. What I mean by proposing marriage is that what's your baby? What's the young warrior name for money? You are someone you say they should marry, and then I don't know if they are going to give it to a flight or something like that and give it to you in that. No. It's not every country that accept that. So you have to be very careful. So why do they request the passport copy of all the pages? Right? Why did they? I know. So you have to make sure that you do the right thing. Is that okay? Now, the next one is the marriage certificate. I don't have, if you're a follower, a subscriber here, you probably seen the Ghanaian marriage certificate on our portal, the birth certificate and all other stuff. You've seen them on this channel. But if you haven't subscribed to our channel, you may consider subscribing. That immigration laws are not like a 10 commandments, so it keeps on changing. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel to get an update on some of these things that we will come across. Now, the marriage certificate. So the marriage certificate here, we know that you have to prove and then all that. So the marriage certificate and the registrar certificate, you know that those are the two things. So Ghana, I wish I can show you one. So we have the certificate and the registrar certificate. Is that okay? That one, the ordinance one, that's what we use for the application. This type of then the registrar certificate is like a yellowish green, something like it, just like a copy, right? And then every information is on it. In case of church wedding, right? So if you guys do a church wedding, ping pong, and then here and there, you have to add an additional Ghana Gazette, right? As a proof of allowances for the celebration of marriages. Is that okay? So that is it. Now, followed by proof of address in Germany. So your spouse is in Germany, your husband was Germany, and if your husband is in Germany, you have to provide the proof of address. So what I will say you should add here is the ID, right? So the ID of your even though that one is it will be there. So maybe let's say the complete address, you get a complete address there, and then what is the name of that? If you're in Germany, then this is your way. Best thing to try and pronounce that. If you are watching at the YouTube, try and do voice notes under the comment section so that you all learn how to pronounce your ID card in Germany. So recently issued within 6 months. So within the past 6 months. So within the past 6 months, what is mean that it shouldn't expire, right? So it shouldn't go more than that period. Maybe you might migrate from one place to the other, right? And then proof of language skills. So proof of the language skills, yeah. Wow. People have been asking. So a woman was directed to go and take the A1 level, or maybe to go and do the language course after passing the DOCA. So if you are planning to join your spouse, try and then do some of these things down. Is that okay? And we are not going to prolong the process of your application. Is that okay? And so go for that, right? So here A1 level certificate of an ALTE certified language school, right? So maybe you can go there and take your so those are some of the petty things we have together. So certificate of divorce. Now I've seen a lot of mistake. a lot of mistake. When you take the marriage certificate of a Ghanaian, you see that there will be a portion that says that last time I was assisting someone with the application, the person during the questionnaire, the person wrote divorce. Meanwhile, there's no divorce certificate attached to the application. It said divorce. So how are you going to do that? If you know that you have done those customary marriage, if you are any that is not what we are talking about. So if you are legally married with a court document, then you can prove that you are the maybe 2, 3, 9 fee. Now no, that one there is not recognized when it comes to this international cases, right? So where is the document that shows that you've divorced? And by that point, you will say that you are single. It's your family that know that you are married. So here, everything is backed by what? A document, right? If you know that you've not married at the court, and and then divorce at the court, don't bring your divorce in this application here, right? So keep it as it is. All right. But if you know you have been divorced, make sure that you have the divorce certificates available for that. So the next one is the resident permit. By the way, you can take a note. You can always go back and go and check the requirement. If you have any question and then you want to take a consultation, we are available, right? So maybe I will leave the link down below for that consult. Of course, it comes with a fee. You cannot waste somebody time just like that for a consultation if this video is not enough for you, right? So the next one is the residence permit for Ghana if applicable. So for this one is only for applicant with the nationality other than Ghanaian. That's like let's say Liberian, and then the other country that follows. So maybe you are living in this country, you have to provide your resident permit, right? You have to provide your resident. The government normally issue that temporary resident permit for non-Ghanaian citizens if you are not a national for those countries. Is that okay? So now you have to upload that, and then if you're resident, please upload. Okay, so that is it. That is it. So if you are non-resident here, you just have to provide the ID card given to you by the government. So authorization to re-enter Germany if applicable. So what it means here is that maybe one way or the other you have been deported. I don't know if you have been deported before. Let me know in the comments. We are all learning here. So what was the reason why you got deported? And then has the problem been solved where you issue a certificate to re-enter the Germany? So if that is the case, you have to provide that certificate. Is that okay? You have to provide that. Yes, you can bypass backdoor. They have everything. They have all the list. They will refer you to that. Right? So they refer you to that. So make sure that you do the right thing. Now, if you have an old passport with a visa or maybe emergency travel documents, then you have to add that, maybe especially if the one that contains a visa inside, maybe the passport has not expired but the book has finished, then you are dealing with a new passport. Just make sure that you provide that how do you call it, the passport. Is that okay? Now that is it. So if you have all these documents, now what do you have to do? You have to go to the consular section and then upload your document, right? So you have to upload your document to the portal and then make sure that you give it a time. Go and take some drink, water, and then other stuff, wine, relax, sit down. So after they have processed, gone through all your document, then you get a notification. Normal message say, okay, now they've checked all your document, everything is almost intact. Now you'll be given the chance to book an appointment, right? And so when you have a chance, now you book your appointment, and that's why you need to stay here to the end of the video so that you don't miss any step. You get a chance to book an appointment, you'll be alert, right? So more details, more baby, and then a link to book an appointment with the visa session, right? And so once you book the appointment, you will be also given a notification on the original documents that you have to provide to the embassy for an interview when you are going for the interview. Is that okay? So you make sure that you listen very carefully. They will list everything for you, right? So some of these documents are your passport, the original one. You go with a visa fee, which can change anytime. By the time of making this video, that's 75 euro. You have to pay that in your currency. So this in Ghana here, you are going to pay in Ghana city, also which here, Ghana cities, and then. But if you are a German citizen or EU citizen, let me know in the comments. Your requirements might be a little bit different from this one. So let me know so that I'll take my time and then do another video on that. By the way, for those of you who are German citizens or EU citizens, you don't need to pay any fees. It's a free processing fee, right? Okay. Now you have to also go to with one biometric photograph. So that biometric normally on a white background, right? So you have to go there with on what on the white background. And converted picture, don't go and bring some olden days picture in there that they cannot even recognize. So go and take a fresh new passport picture with a background. So all the original documents. So all the original documents are like your birth set, your school set, your how do you call it, marriage certificate. You have to add them for the interview. Right, so you have to go for the interview. So you are almost done with your application. So if you're able to reach out to this stage, then congratulations, and then all the best in your application. But how does the interview go? So people normally get panic and then other stuff. But one simple trick that I can tell you here is that you have to make sure that you work with date. Right? Date is very, very important. Which year did your husband leave Ghana? Do you know that? What is your husband's date of birth? Okay. When did you guys get married? It's okay. How many children do you have? Does your husband have children? Do you have a children from mother? And all dates are very, very important. So you have to make sure that you focus on that aspect. By the way, with years of experience assisting people, we've gathered some little information on this visa interview for spouse. If you're interested in that, you can get that by clicking the link under the description for that. Is that okay? So just go through, take your time, one by one. If you also need to book a consultation service, we are also available. By the way, once again, I'm not a lawyer, neither I am an immigration officer. Everything is based on experience